Welcome to part 3 of the tutorials about CalcLink. In this part I would like to show some of the advanced graphics features that CalcLink provides. The graphics functions can basically be divided in two groups. One group is a set of functions that create new windows with new content, and the second group of functions will replace the contents of an existing window with new contents. So to begin, we just create a new window. We use the function eval_plot, and we will just plot the sine function. And as a second argument, we have to specify a window title. And the third and fourth argument are the default sizes. Here we're using 1 and 1 to use default sizes. The user can always use different pixel sizes for the horizontal and vertical window dimensions. So as we submit this, we get a new window that has the sine function and window title in the title. And the function eval_plot returns an integer, here the number 15, that allows us to refer to this particular window. This can be thought of as an object handle. So whenever we use one of the send functions and we want to replace the contents of this particular window, we have to refer to this window as the window number 15. So to update data dynamically in this window, I would like to show a bar chart of a couple of random numbers. So here I create a couple of random numbers, and I can now use them in the bar chart with the function eval_plot range send. I use window number 15, the Mathematica function to be used as bar chart, and the cell range I highlight, and when I submit, I get a bar chart with these random numbers. Now as I hit F9, I always trigger a recomputation in Calc, which means I get new random numbers, and I always get updates in this window. This may not appear to be a particularly useful application. What I'm trying to simulate with this is that you could, for example, have live streaming data in your spreadsheet, for example, coming from a live financial network. Those could be live stock prices, currencies, futures prices, or bond prices. And I am simulating this simply by using random numbers. Another useful feature in CalcLink is that I can simply create copies of the windows with a simple right click or center click in that window. The moment I hit right click, I get an identical copy of this window, and I can create as many copies as I want simply by right clicking or center clicking on the original window. The copies can only be made from the original window. It cannot be made from copies. If I right click on the copies, I don't get new copies. And this is also quite useful, for example, when you have streaming data that you are displaying in Windows, you can always make snapshots of this and keep the state of things as the live data is constantly updating in the window. Another feature I would like to show is the CalcPad. The CalcPad in CalcLink is like a mini frontend. It is not as powerful as the Mathematica frontend, but it has graphics capabilities, it has syntax coloring, and it has bracket matching. So we could, for a simple example, just make a function assignment. We use a number that we assign to a symbol. And now in any cell, we can refer to it with that symbol name. And likewise, we can make assignments here. And always get the corresponding symbol in the CalcPad. The CalcPad can display Mathematica graphics. For example, here we can show the tangent function. And notice that the CalcPad gives us syntax highlighting. The Mathematica symbols are in this pink magenta color, the user symbols are in black, and strings are in this turquoise color. And we get graphical output similar to the one we would get in the Mathematica frontend. Notice that this also uses anti-aliasing in the plot itself. Other features of the CalcPad are the menus. The user can always change things like the font size, the background color, the text color, the syntax coloring can be turned on and off. Different colors can be used also by different color schemes, swatches, HSB or RGB. The graphics can be fit to the windows. Syntax coloring can be used, and bracket matching. This is particularly useful if the user has a more involved function definition to be used in the spreadsheet. For example, I can now make an assignment. My function of x is, for example, the tangent of the secant of x squared. This is a function that is sufficiently complicated and can now be used on a range of numbers in the spreadsheet. I can now assign it. I can say my function, refer to the spreadsheet cell, and get the numeric value from the function I have defined in the CalcPad. It would be much more difficult to make these assignments in a spreadsheet cell, which is why it's quite convenient to have this miniature front end available, even if it is just for these type of support tasks that support more important tasks to be done in the spreadsheet. It is now very easy to make changes to this function in the CalcPad on the fly. I can redefine the function. My func of x is now, for example, the sine of x, and I can immediately use it in the spreadsheet. Then I would like to point out that CalcLink is loaded all the time when using CalcLink. If you use CalcLink from the Mathematica frontend or from the spreadsheet environment, CalcLink is loaded all the time. So it's immediately available. And to show this, I will just use the command show java console, which requires CalcLink to be loaded. And that shows that everything in CalcLink is immediately available just by having CalcLink loaded. This concludes part 3 of the tutorials. Thank you.